Now that I think about it, I actually do think I forgot to explain what my theme was as a gym leader. I'm a big fan of Transistor, so I cosplayed as the guy that's trapped in the sword from Transistor. It's not spoilers because you learn this in like the first minute of the game, so it's not that big a deal. But my party does in fact represent functions, which are the abilities of the game, and enemies from the game. So like Whimsicott being a little white annoying thing known as a cell. Mega Gallade is the star of the show, being Breach, which represents the function that is the dude in the Transistor. And then I also have Gardevoir, which is Crash, which represents Red's character, the main character of Transistor. So it's basically just Mega Gallade, Mega Gardevoir, and well-named friends, if you will. So speaking of friends, you know who I fucking hate? Greninja. That actually is not a friend at all. That is the exact opposite of what a friend happens to be. But you guys are going to see that, in fact, Greninja and Aegislash were not banned in this league whatsoever. So we're also going to see some videos with those in them. We're even going to see some, like, Gungshot Greninjas and some just really annoying Aegislashes as a whole. But it's okay. I kind of remember what they're like dealing with them, so I might as well try, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I got another challenge, and I let off with Whimsicott because I figured the best thing to lead with on her team is Rotom Wash, so I'll be slightly at an advantage in that I can get some damage off on it before it gets the hell out of town, which is what it's most likely to do. So, in comes Magnezone. I do not like being in here because Flash Cannon does in fact happen to be a thing. So I'm going to go into Assault Vest Entei, my boy, who hopefully pulls a little bit more weight in this battle. This was the second or third battle of the day, so forgive me if he doesn't, but he will in due time shine, just like Fooball and the rest of the members of that squad. When I say somebody does work, they do. You just gotta wait. You just gotta wait your fair share there. But I do predict the HP Fire coming off of Magnezone or the Flash Cannon. I more or less thought the Flash Cannon, but hey, revealing HP Fire or Ice on that one, I'm definitely assuming it's Fire. But realistically, it could have been either or, so it's whatever. I think I ended up going, I don't know what I went for there. I think I ended up going for a Bulldoze. I do have that on there for Heatran, as well as Magnezone. It doesn't OHKO them, but if you get rocks in, then it actually makes it for a comfortable way to knock them out pretty dang quick. So I get juked here pretty hard, and I was like, welp, I immediately forgot that my opponent had a Magnezone. What the hell am I supposed to do about this? I'm fully prepared to lose Scizor, and I think she actually ended up misclicking here and going for a Volt Switch because she had me, and now she lost me. So now she has to deal with the fact that there is still a roughly around half HP Scizor, and I'm going to take that to the bank. I'm not going to let her switch back to Magnezone on this turn if she really wants to, but I got concerns, and they all look like a shiny Greninja. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell is the best thing to do here. I'm going to go into Azumarill, and it turns out I'm actually predicting an HP Fire here, which I really wasn't. I was more or less expecting a Hydro Pump or a Dark Pulse or, you know, one of those two, not HP Fire. But hey, this thing has HP Fire, which probably leads me to believe that it does not, in fact, have Gunk Shot. So Azumarill is a perfect switch into it. Gonna keep that in mind. This Breloom, while not really terribly annoying right now, does prove to be a little bit of a problem later. One might say I set up a little prematurely. I was like, well, you know what? I don't see an immediate problem with this. I can probably do some good damage to Rotom Wash with Aqua Jet, and on top of that, I didn't necessarily know the skill tier of my opponents at the time. You know, the people that will switch in other Pokemon out of panic mode as opposed to the ones that you were necessarily expecting, that kind of thing. It turns out that many of my battlers on day one were in fact a decent competent opponents, and it was fun, except for the part where I get put to sleep and I just eat a fucking Bullet Seed. So that happens. I lose Azumarill immediately, and all it was able to really do was bring Breloom down to 1 HP, as a matter of fact. Mid-game Sash Burn was kind of annoying. I think it was after this day that I realized I should definitely run Rocks because Focus Sashes are very annoying. So Whimsicott comes in because I can resist Bullet Seed and Mach Punch and hit a Moonblast on something, despite the fact that I know Magnezone is going to come in. I, for whatever reason, felt like going for an Encore here on the off chance it wanted to potentially sub, or I don't maybe Swords Dance. You know, I just felt like trapping it in on Bullet Seed, but she switches out. A double there would have been very nice to Entei. I'm not sure if I was particularly feeling like I was awake yet. It was day one. That in theory should have been when I was most attentive and had the most energy, but it was also the same time when I was the rustiest. So I'm just gonna throw a fuck ton of excuses in there. Oh, I hate this game. I haven't played this game in forever. I learned to love it more over the weekend, but these first couple of games you can kind of tell where obvious doubles should have been, and I just didn't do them. So I apologize to anybody that I'm agonizing when they actually saw that I should have done that. So right here, at least, you know, I'm gonna go out into Whimsicott predicting something. I was predicting a Hydro Pump. I'm okay if Whimsicott gets burned, honestly. It still remains a pretty damn good switch into to Rotom Wash here, and it means I'm not getting paralyzed by any potential things. I can't get put to sleep, I can't get frozen, I can't get any other status. I'll take the burn because it just ends up being 1/16 after leftovers, and that's fine. And leftovers, I believe, goes first anyways. So gonna go for a Moon Blast. It is disappointingly not doing as much as I wanted it to a Rotom Wash, but hey, you know what, the Magnezone is gonna come back in, and I don't really feel like staying in for that. I'll be 100% honest. This is a very common thing that ends up happening during this game, and I need to figure out a way to get rid of it, and also get rid of Rotom Wash, because those are the things that I'm seeing the most, and it's just literally been some variant of switching to Magnezone and switching to, you know, Rotom Wash and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to set up a Tailwind and sack my Whimsicott, because it's going to give me 3 free turns where I can do whatever the hell I want to with Mega Gallade. I'm actually going to bring it in right now, go for a Swords Dance, and with my boosted special defense, I should be able to take anything this thing wants to go for. Even if it wants to switch out, I would have thought she would have wanted to switch out because of the Tailwind. But now I have a Swords Dance, and I have 2 turns in which I can abuse that fact. So Flash Cannon's going to do a pretty good amount, but it's actually going to do a little bit under half, so I can actually take another one. Decide to go for a close combat right here. Just going to drop whatever comes in. Honestly, the only thing this entire weekend that Gallade had trouble taking out was Aegislash. So those are the games that Mega Gallade actually struggles in, but Assault Vest Entei actually shines in, because Sacred Fire is not a King Shield proccing move, and I can just build pressure with both of them. Entei was a very good partner to it this weekend. So keep in mind, I've also got one more turn of Tailwind. This is relevant because I just fucking popped this Greninja. Whoa! You know how fast this Gallade? This Gallade's like 700 speed right now. It outspeeds Scarf Excadrill. It outspeeds Sandstorm Excadrill. Does it outspeed Scarf Sandstorm Excadrill? I don't think so. Probably not. I think that still has a little bit of an edge, to be honest. Actually, a lot of an edge. Thankfully, wasn't a situation I ran into, though. So, gonna go ahead and switch out, go out into Starmie, because I know with all the drops that an Aqua Jet is coming. I don't know whether or not this thing happens to be Assault Vest or Citrus Berry or Choice Bandit or anything of the sort. I haven't dealt any damage to it. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and just go for a Psyshock right here. And I also do not know what item the Magnezone is. I went the entire game thinking it was, you know, Specs or whatever, but it actually turns out, much to my dismay, I learned on this turn that it is a timid Scarf Zone with a shit ton of speed invested. Outspeed me, goes for Volt Switch. I went for a Hydro Pump there, expecting to get an easy KO there, but she actually stayed in, and that was a very unpleasant surprise. I would have liked that to switch into Breloom's Mach Punch if I have to deal with it later, because guess what? I don't have fucking rocks. Fantastic, go me. Most important move of the game. But go back out into Mega Gallade here. This is important right here, because if this Lopunny decides to fake out, it is going to be it's going to be slower. Or no, it is going to hit me, but because of Inner Focus, it's not going to flinch me. So that's why I brought it in there on that. What was that? That wasn't a double down, was it? That was a turn where I would have gotten a thing. It wasn't a direct switch in. You know what I'm saying. But Azumarill comes back in on the lower defenses. I still have very much a lot of use for Mega Gallade. I do still see a scenario in which I'm able to sweep with it and do a lot of good shenanigans with it, which is why I'm actually going to throw everything else in its path before I sacrifice that, because I know the potential it has, and I'm not going to let it go to waste right now. Entei, I also know, actually has a pretty good amount of bulk, assuming this isn't a choice band in Azumarill, and from that range, I can actually live it, go for an E-Speed, and unfortunately find out that it is Citrus, which makes that E-Speed, you know, completely null and void. I did around 25% with that, and it just goes back up to where it was. So at least I activated it on the off chance I'm not able to kill it, you know, on a future move. That's a thing, I guess. Kind of a stupid silver lining when I think, you know, Choice Banded Scizor could have dropped it from there. But the battle must go on. So go out into Magnezone. This one, I did remember that the Magnezone was around, and I do end up going for a U-turn. Not getting trapped right now by this thing, let me tell you that much. I'm actually going to go right back out into my Mega Gallade and finish it off with a Shadow Sneak there. Because I'm not scared of Magnezone. I think we actually... Did we learn that it was... No, I forgot what happened with the Magnezone. I think it just switched out before I learned it was Scarfed, so that was probably stupid information if I did know it was faster than me at that point. It was probably very stupid information. But I tried to go for a Zen Headbutt on this turn, and I unfortunately missed. So I get a couple of seconds. Actually, that was like a half a second. Whatever. I missed the Zen Headbutt, so all I can really do is go for a Shadow Sneak right here. I really do think a Zen Headbutt in combination with a Shadow Sneak would have been enough to knock it out. But now I'm actually a Pokemon behind, which, given the tempo of the game, is not really the best situation for me. I know I'm a little bit faster than this thing, and I can knock it out with a Bullet Punch, but I can't say the same scenario is true for the Breloom. So I have to be able to live a Mach Punch from this range. If it's Jolly, I think I might have a shot, but if it's Adamant, I do think, in fact, she has it. And she actually does have it at this range. It's not even Life Orb, and it just did that much just because it was neutral. So a little bit unfortunate, but I did lose by 1 HP to this challenger, so she was awarded the country badge for this one. But hey, you know what? Greninja didn't give me trouble. You know what gave me trouble? Not bringing rocks. Let's have a round of applause for me and my stupidity on that one. If you guys enjoyed the game, otherwise you can definitely leave a like rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. You know how it works. And that's it for this video. Let me see if I got some more coming up. This is the last one I'm actually recording for today. So I'll see you guys whenever my next convenient recording session ends up being, I guess. Later.